Hello and welcome, I'm Vijay Srinivas. Tamil Nadu's political atmosphere heats up as Chief Minister M.K. Stalin and the leader of opposition AIADMK and BJP kick off their political campaign ahead of elections in 2026. Joining me to discuss further is our political commentator, Mr. TN Raghu. So thank you very much indeed for your time. Let me begin with you there. We still have about 9 months for the elections to come in. So, but I guess this is kind of quite unprecedented as far as Tamil politics is concerned. Both the leaders have kicked off the elections too early. Do you see this as some kind of a first mover advantage that the both Dravidian leaders are trying to sort of leverage on, because there's a new actor, superstar in the race right now?
Yes, he could be one of the main reasons for the early start. It's unprecedented, as you said. Both main parties have kick-started their campaign much earlier than usually they do.
Okay, but how do you see the AIADMK and the BJP alliance sort of play out? We hear that there are still rumblings within the BJP there. Most recently, the new president too had said nobody is listening to me when he spoke at an institution most recently there. So how do you? Because it's very important to actually to have unity on the ground to put out a good show, isn't it?
I don't see any chemistry between ADMK and BJP because Mr. Edappadi K. Palaniswamy did not give a valid reason to go back to the BJP alliance again. What is the reason he gave? Nothing. Maybe a face-saving arrangement was the ouster of Annamalai as state BJP chief. Apart from that, he could not give a solid reason for going back to BJP. And no, ADMK cadres know very well that no, BJP is out to devour them, is out to finish off ADMK. That's the belief among the cadres. So the alliance is not natural. When it was with the Congress, there was no problem because Congress in Tamil Nadu in the 80s, 90s, and even the 21st century, they had no ambition of growing. Whereas BJP, on the other hand, wants to grow in Tamil Nadu. It wants to become the alternate political force. There lies the problem.
Okay, so as we already spoke, there's a new superstar in the race today. So how do you see Vijay's political plunge? It's quite interesting there. Do you see him making a dent in Tamil politics?
Absolutely. I think he's there for the long haul, and he has injected interest in these elections. Please imagine, without Vijay, would anyone be interested in these elections? Common people who would otherwise not have interest in politics or talking about politics or waiting for the elections, all because of Vijay. I think is going to make a huge impact in these elections because ADMK is facing an existential crisis. If it doesn't do well, I mean, if it does not come to power, it's going to be very difficult for EPS to keep hold of the party. So Vijay's entry has definitely spiced things up.
Or you ADMK is facing an existential crisis, but the whole point of starting kicking off this campaign here in Mettupalayam is that Edappadi K. Palaniswamy believes that there could be some kind of a revival of AIADMK's fortunes, and they believe that it's possible because we've aligned with the BJP there. So how do you assess these conditions?
I don't think he is supremely confident as of now because he had been talking about forming a mega alliance. Forming an alliance with BJP again was not the original plan. Maybe he had in his mind of aligning with Vijay's TVK, but it did not happen. I don't know the reason for that. Slightly, he could be disappointed that he's not able to rope in Vijay into the Grand Alliance. Because in 2021, ADMK had BJP for the state election. So there is nothing new. There is nothing new in the sense that people cannot get excited about this alliance. It was already there. So on that count, I think would be disappointed.
It's very interesting what you're saying, Mr. Raghu, but do you still see that there is a possibility of Vijay coming in, maybe at a later stage? Because you still see that the leaders, both the BJP and the AIADMK, keeping options open for the actor to come in.
I don't think so. He'll lose his exceptionalism. People are talking about Vijay because he's saying he's going to provide the alternative to both the ADMK and the DMK. He's not talking about the ADMK a lot because they are in opposition. In Tamil Nadu politics, whenever somebody talks about the DMK, his party or her party gains traction. even if the DMK is in the opposition. That has been the history of Tamil Nadu. The history of Tamil Nadu is nothing but supporting or opposing Mr. Karunanidhi when he was alive. The same thing continues now. He talks about DMK, which is convenient for him because they are in power. He's not talking about ADMK because he thinks he might lure ADMK voters to his fold, which is quite possible, I think.
We also had an interesting statement coming in from the Tamil Nadu Vetrikalagam, not really surprising as such, because that actor Vijay would be the chief minister candidate of the party. That's a no-brainer for those tracking politics there. But how do you, see this announcement? Because political analysts still see that, actor Vijay could be testing waters in 2026, and he might be looking out for a full-fledged, complete, battle in 2031. Would you agree with this narrative, sir?
Absolutely. If he's not able to capture power in his first election, he should be patient. He should build the party. He should fight for the people and become a credible alternative or a major political force in 2031. It's not easy for everyone to be an MGR. He won his first elections in 21st century. These days, it's not that easy because MGR had his political experience in DMK. He had got a support. But Vijay, it's going to be much tougher, but he has age on his side and is a charismatic leader. There is no doubt about that. He has got charisma. After MGR, we had Rajinikanth. Rajinikanth showed some interest in politics, but he didn't have the boldness to take the plunge. But Vijay has taken the plunge. He has been harboring political ambition for a long time. So he's out there with a purpose. I think he's going to fight it out. If not in 2026, it's going to be there around in 2031.
Okay, so since when you bring in Vijay, there are too many questions that comes as a thread. So, but would you see Vijay sort of playing a pivotal role in forming the third front? Third front hasn't really been successful in Tamil politics when it comes to the history, but you still see him playing a pivotal role there.
In 2026, I don't see a bright chance for a third front because the DMK alliance is well set. It's like a well-oiled machine. It has no reason to disintegrate. The questions are only about PMK and DMDK. Both these parties could join hands with the ADMK. They don't have many options left. DMDK could go to the DMK alliance, and one faction in the PMK. There could be two factions, right? As we all know, one by the father and the other headed by the son, the Ramadases. So one of them, if they are not able to patch up before 2026, one of those factions could be an alliance partner for either Vijay or DMK. DMK chances are less because VCK are there in the alliance. VCK would not be part of the alliance if either of the Ramadases come to that alliance. So Vijay might not have a big party to align with in 2026. But things could change based on his performance in 2026 in 2029 Lok Sabha elections. There could be a few major parties would be willing to form an alliance with Vijay in 2029.
Whose vote bank do you think Vijay would be, sort of eating on? Because DMK is kind of seen as something that's able to ooh the Dalit votes particularly. So you see the minorities sort of flocking into Vijay's outfit.
Is going to affect everyone's vote bank. Anti-incumbency vote banks, the votes which would be against DMK because he's targeting the DMK ever since he formed the party. And then ADMK votes. People are not talking about it very loudly, but I feel he's going to lure a lot of ADMK voters away from the party because ADMK voters are not happy with traditional ADMK voters are not happy with the ADMK's alliance with BJP. They look at it as an unnatural ally, the BJP. They look at it with suspicion. So they might veer towards Vijay. It's quite a possibility. That's why he's not talking about the corruption in the ADMK. He's not talking about Edapadi K. Palaniswamy's regime, which also had a lot of problems, even corruption charges. He's not addressing them at all. It is a bid to lure ADMK voters to his party. That's what I feel.
Okay, one last question there, sir. Edapadi K. Palaniswamy says there is a strong anti-incumbency wave, and we would like to capitalize on that. But the ruling DMK says, look, our welfare schemes from Nan Mudal and all that has tremendously worked out. It's been a blockbuster hit. And, what's your analysis of this?
whenever the DMK is in opposition, they work really hard to capture power, to come back to power. But the ADMK doesn't do so because they feel that no, after 5 years of DMK rule, people would automatically vote for ADMK. It happened. After 71, DMK has not come back to power for the second tenure in succession, but Jayalalitha was around to galvanize the anti-DMK votes. Now, a charismatic leader like Jayalalitha is not heading ADMK. That spells trouble. Edappadi Palaniswamy would know it, but he's not showing it because politics is all about confidence. How confident you are. That is the message you are sending it out to your cadres.
Thank you very much, sir. Pleasure talking to you. Thank you. We'll keep coming back to you. Thank you.
Yes, sir,